I guess in question two, so you did a few sessions of rhythmic breathing. Where did you leave off at? How did you start? How long? And when did you end?
I started by activating my body, and like, I really like this one. I've been using that when I'm sitting, just doing mindfulness meditations. They're doing construction outside and I can't focus, so I do need to get my headphones connected. I gave up earlier because it wasn't working. Please. So anyway, I think at this point, like the biggest challenge is motivation, like motivating myself to do the thing is still my biggest challenge.
So like, what kind of stories come up when it comes to actually
Say something?
thought process?
Can I hear you? No, I cannot. Why? Speaker, headset. Now can I hear you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your patience. I am also thanking myself for my patience with my brain. I'm here.
So, do you remember what rhythm you did last?
Yes. It was a 4/6. It was just what we did last time. I didn't progress beyond that. 4/6/4.
Okay. So, um, so your intent is to honor the process for the 12 weeks and to go into this process, right? Okay, then we'll continue. I mean, it's as a process-oriented approach, it's like I'm here to assure you there's no right or wrong here. It's just like being completely honest and assessing wherever we're at. So no not judgment. You know, that's the stuff that we're working through. Um, so some of the things that I listed to go into because I was intuiting this that there was the internal struggle. Um, One is for this time being a daily practice of Kachari. This is a tongue stretching practice and relaxing of the throat chakra and how the tongue is related to the peripheral nervous system. So we're going to work the tongue. And if the body is stressed out, is anxious, this should be an indicator as well of like where the knots are, because every organ in the body has its connection to the tongue. If you were to take out the tongue, the fascia is interlinked with every single organ. You'd pull out your whole digestive tract and everything else. So indirectly, you will work with the organs through the tongue. And as we progress, we're only going to progress to the degree that that you're at, that you're practicing. There's no forcing. As a process-oriented approach, effort is not the thing here. But so I'm not adding too much. The other emphasis is on stabilizing, and through stabilizing that, a empty hold is utilized. But to learn the correct structure of the breathing through a slow inhale, a hold, a quick inhale, quick exhale, holding closed below the abdomen, contracting, exhaling, and remaining empty, there's bodily movements, which I call the 8 movements of purification. So beyond that, learning the structure of how the breath is connected with the movement, and psoas muscle was one of those things that you list. And some of these movements are like you're working with the whole system here, relaxing the throat, moving, ankles are stretched, twisting as you hold, and exhaling. That's training in closed hold. Training in contracted hold, you're working with holding the air, being able to lift and to direct down. Same with being able to direct through muscular force. All of this is connected to those muscles, so as specifically as one twists and directs and directing down. So the rhythm and the tempo that you go is going to be an indicator of your breath practice, that the body, the breath, and the mind, we are linking from the very beginning. So I'm like, my option to you is this is always in your hands. If this is too much for you at any point, we can revert back to the ultimate and go there and just rest in the natural state for the remainder of the period. We just leave our breathing as it is, our body as it is, and our mind as it is. And we could do that, and we can arrive at the same result either way. It's up to you. You tell me, you want to go the natural state, or you want to process along the path, stabilize the energies that arise, harmonize the elements within oneself, so that when you do rest in the natural state, it's not as much a struggle. That, for me, that's compassion, and that's what I'm offering, is a process to go into that. But if anytime it's too much, communicate to me. Communication was the first thing that we established. This communication and embodied communication from head to toe. That was what contracting is for. These days, you don't have to work on contracting anymore. We worked on establishing this. Today, I wanted to touch more into Kachari, into the first movements of the 8 movements, and then massaging. So now that communication is established, we work in releasing the tension after we relax the nervous system through the tongue indirectly. That's the process. If any of it is too much at some point, or even after this, you just communicate to me, and I'd be happy to just sit and follow the breath. That's our default. We can always go back to that. So.
Beautiful. I think the choice of
You're cutting out.
Yeah, my computer is automatically muting me. I'm like watching it like mute itself. It's really bizarre. So anyway, that's never happened before. That feels like it's something symbolic. I was saying that the choice is really powerful. Like knowing that I have the choice to practice rhythmic breathing or resting in the ultimate frees me up so much. The most painful part about trauma is not being at choice, like not having a choice and feeling helpless and powerless. It's that is what creates the longest effect of the trauma. So I just want to give you that feedback that's really skillful. I spend a lot of time resting in the ultimate. I'm mindful pretty much all day, and that's also where like the neurofeedback folks, there are 3 tests. One is with eyes open, just like looking at the screen. The second one is when you're doing something like reading. And the third is with your eyes closed. And they found that when I was doing something like reading, my whole brain was in coherence. Like there's no problem essentially when I'm working, when I'm reading, when I'm like engaged in some kind of task. But when I'm like washing the dishes or walking around my house or not working, that's when my brain just goes completely haywire. So all that to say, I want to work on balancing the elements. That's really what I want support with. And I feel frustrated with myself that I want to do it and I can't. And like, that's why I called you in, is because for some reason I want to do these practices that I know are good, that are based in truth, but I just can't make myself do it. And that's where I am.
Honesty is a great place to start. Starting
Yeah.
honest, open communication. And I'm really happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're showing up, and that, you know, showing up is a majority of the work. Actually, rest of it's going to come through this wave entanglement. We establish a connection, and then our waves interlink, and they teach each other. You know, this is really only minimal instructions here. The energy will speak for itself most of the time.
Yeah, I feel like showing up for these meetings is easier because there's someone else. Like I'm showing up for someone else, and I don't have that establishment in my consciousness that when I show up for myself, I'm also showing up for someone else. So that's what came up for me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So before we get into anything, you're probably going to need like a tissue or something, because you're going to grab your tongue, and it is maybe very strange, but that's the direction that we're going down. So grab our.
I'm okay with that. That looks like a washcloth.
Yeah, I've got a washcloth.
I can get one of those. I think. Let's see. See how organized my linen closet is? Well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna trust that this is clean. Oh, life. Okay. All right. Let's grab some tongue.
All right. So
I'm excited about this, by the way. This feels like
just stretch your tongue a little bit.
important. Yeah, it feels important.
It's very important. So in the link I sent you like the medical evidence behind it of how the tongue is connected to like every system in the body. So that's all her story. So Kichari is one of the main practices of the Nut tradition, the Nut Sedas, and it slows your breathing down by relaxing the tongue, the fascia in the throat. Your breath slows down, and you can move into the subtlety. So then when we move into the joints, the fascia is already relaxed. You're going to work through the fascia indirectly through the throat. So first, you're just going to grab the tongue and you're going to stretch in each direction, corner, 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 and corner, and just pulling and breathing nice and slow, relaxing the throat in the process. Now with your hands, you're going to move the tongue in a clockwise motion, relaxing the root of the tongue. And then you'll reverse counterclockwise. Now, as if you're making figure eights, pulling out the tongue, relaxing even the bottom of the throat. Just letting the neck move and also pulling at the tongue in whatever direction feels like you can stretch, relax the throat, and stretch the tongue. Relaxing the tongue. Now just come back to the natural smooth breathing, but now coordinating the body and the breath and the mind. So it's in, exhaling, the neck turns, inhaling, sing. Syncing the breathing and the motion of the neck, slowing it down. Inhaling as you center, exhaling as the head tilts to the side. Syncing the body and the breath. Relax the shoulders down and back. Inhaling forward, exhaling down. Slowing the breathing down. Lowering the head, inhaling, rotating neck back. Exhaling, neck rotates forward. In reverse, other way. Inhaling, exhaling, rotating the shoulders. In reverse. Stabilizing the wrist. Rotating like the knuckles are moving towards the ball. In reverse, like your hands are coming towards you. Okay. So where we're moving into is called the Ninefold breathing of purification. And this recalls a visualization starting out of just these three channels, interwoven from the root to the crown and the central axis here. I put up a chart of what these channels mean in modern medical terms. That the right side symbolizes the fire aspect, and those are the veins and the transfer points that spread out relating to the sympathetic system. The parasympathetic system is relating to the left channel, that's symbolized by the nerves. The artery, which feeds into the heart, we use as the example of the central channel, or the energy that moves upwards on this axis. So stabilizing in just the felt sense of the veins, the nerves, and the artery. We'll perform the ninefold breathing of purification. When it's gonna look like this as I'm starting out. I am inhaling as my arm lifts, and as it lifts, I'm straightening, elongating my side. My ring and middle finger come to my right nostril, and I exhale, turning, releasing all through the left side. At the bottom, I remain empty as my hand lowers. I draw my abdomen in towards the spine, relax the throat, and I hold empty. Without strain, my left hand lifts, comes to the left side. I turn to the right, and I exhale fully, completely. I relax as my hand moves down, and I press out any remaining air. Draw the navel back in towards the spine. Hold. So we'll repeat 3 times each side. This is cleansing the 3 paths here of the veins, the arteries, and the nerves. And you can also see that as you're inhaling, you're taking in white light, and through each side, when I'm exhaling through my left, I'm releasing any attachments that I have, any grasping, I release through the left nostril. Angers of aversions, I release through my right nostril. And confused mental states, I'll release when I breathe in through both nostrils. And the way that that will look is after 3 rounds of each side, my hands will come back around, my thumbs forward, and I'm inhaling, straightening my spine, straightening my arms. Then when I'm ready to exhale, my shoulder blades come down and back, and I lower my head to the floor. And I remain empty, and I relax the throat. And this is it's common. Yeah. I've seen many traditions. They have the same practice as a preliminary. Before going in, we clear these 3 poisons from the beginning. So that when we go into the practice, we leave everything at the door and we start fresh and clean. So I'll guide us through it, and then we'll go from there. Easy pose, hands on the knees. Right hand lifts. I'm inhaling fully. Exhaling, twisting to the left, releasing attachments. I remain empty. Hand lowers. Navel draws back in towards the spine. Throat relaxes. Left hand lifts. Exhaling, twisting to the right. Releasing anger and aversion. Remain empty. Hand lowers. Exhale any remaining air. Draw the abdomen back. Repeat. Right hand lifts. Exhales through the left. Remain empty. Hand lowers. Navel back towards spine. Relax the throat. Left hand lifts. Exhales through the right. Remain empty. Exhale any remaining air. Draw the navel back. Relax the throat. Fix your gaze in space. Right hand lifts. Exhales through the left. Hand lowers. Empty. Missing my remaining air. Abdomen back. Throat relaxed. Gaze relaxed. Left hand lifts. Exhales to the right. Stretching the shoulder. Remain empty. Exhale any remaining air. Draw the navel back. Bring your hands forward, back, thighs, inhaling with both nostrils, straightening the arms and the neck, rolling the shoulder blades down and back. Exhale, lowering the head to the floor. Relaxing the throat, feel the navel come back towards the spine. Inhaling. Straightening the arms, rolling the shoulder blades down and back. Okay.
Hi.
You're good.
Okay. So, how many rounds do we do that?
Okay. Is everything fine?
There we go. Now my microphone is working. How many rounds do we do that?
3 rounds each side and 3 from the center. So now we'll just do the last 3. Just stretching the arms out, thumbs forward, fingers here. Inhaling, I'm straightening my arms and my spine. I hold, draw my shoulder blades down and back. Exhaling to the floor. I remain empty. Draw my navel back, relax the throat.
This part, am I inhaling when I'm doing this?
No, you're empty here. Stretching this, you're inhaling. Really stretching in the arms, bringing the shoulder blades down and back. And exhaling, lowering the forehead to the floor.
Am I holding as I bring the shoulder blades down? Holding in?
Yeah, you're holding. It's very slight because then the head lowers as it comes down and back, and it transitions into a closed hold. This is what it's also training as well as to close, and the air becomes directed downwards.
Okay, so it's
You're
empty.
Hands around.
Inhale.
Inhaling slowly.
Holding in.
Shoulders down and back. Exhaling, lower forehead.
Exhaling.
Or releasing confused mental states. Draw the navel in. Relax the throat. So we're inhaling fully and slowly. Shoulder blades down and back. Exhaling through the top of the head. Relax the abdomen. And last one we'll do is inhaling fully, straighten the spine, straighten the arms. Lightly holding, shoulder blades down and back. Exhaling completely. So that's the ninefold breathing of purification. Good. Starting space to cleanse the space, remove. So those 3 poisons, you're familiar with the wheel of interdependence. Those 3 poisons are at the center of the wheel, and that's what makes samsara go around and around. So at the beginning, we clear the 3 more poisons. And so whatever is coming up is being purified during the practice. But I wanted to go through the bodily movement of the 8 movements. Today, I'm going to go through the whole thing, through the whole form. And from here, I'm just going to go through it once, and then week by week, we'll break it down so that you can have a sense of the whole picture from the beginning of what that looks like. So just do what you can. If you need to take a break and just watch, if it's too much, remember that you have the choice to. So now that we established the rhythm, this is where the rhythm comes in being able to unite the breath with the body. So first, I'm just getting a light stretch on the toes, and I'm lifting the toes and the ankles and just breathing here for a bit. Releasing this one. feet are going to come down. And let me fix this camera view. Okay. So I'm inhaling up, lifting up, stretching. Spine hold straight. I lightly hold, exhaling down. So I connect head to toe. We'll repeat 3 times. Inhaling, lightly holding, middle fingers touch, exhaling. So your throat is relaxed the whole time. No tensing here. Inhaling, breath and body synced, and exhaling down. Now we train in the empty hold. So you're inhaling fully. Hands lower down, exhaling. Hands come to the knees, ground your feet into the earth. Just remain relaxed here. Breathe out again, any remaining air. And draw the abdomen back. Deep. Ground your feet into the earth before you inhale. Exhaling down. Ground your feet into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Breathe out again, any remaining air. Draw back towards the spine. Relax the throat. Drop into the feet before you inhale. And once more. Exhaling down. All the way. Exhaling again. Draw the abdomen back. Relax the throat. Generating heat. We'll begin movement number 1. Bring the arms above the head. Stretch the entire body. Pull the arms apart. And exhaling down. In. And out. We'll repeat. Clasp the arms. In. Halfway. Exhaling down. Inhaling slow all the way. Hold, stretch the whole body. Stretch upwards. And exhaling down. And lower. Inhaling. And exhaling. That's one. Clasp the arms, elbows, inhaling halfway. Exhaling, arms lower. Inhaling slow, arms lift above the head. Hold, stretch the whole body. Exhaling down. Inhaling. And exhaling. Movement number 2, open hold. Inhaling. And exhaling. Right arm lifts, left arm to the armpit. Hand comes to the head, makes a fist around the head as you hold. Stretch the whole body upwards. Exhaling down. In. And out. Once more. In, breathing from head to toe. Exhaling down and out. Left arm lifts, right arm to armpit. Making a fist and moves around the head. Stretches the chest the arms, spine upwards, exhaling down. Inhaling. And exhaling down. Inhaling. And exhaling. Both arms lifts. Makes a fist. Comes to the forehead, circles around the head. Pull the shoulder blades apart, exhaling down. Inhaling. And exhaling. Movement number 3, directed hold. Inhaling, cross the left over the right. Arm lift. Exhaling, leg slides down. Knees stacked on top of each other. So looks like this. Knees are stacked on top. Palms to the soles of the feet. Thumbs on the toes. So the leg on the top is the closed side. The space that's open is the open side. You're going to inhale to the open side. Inhaling forward. I hold. Rotate my neck to the left. I stretch as much as I can. Exhaling, lowering my head to the floor. Inhaling fully. I stretch my legs, open my arms. Exhaling, hands move down. Inhaling, my arms open wide. Exhaling, my right leg comes on top. Hands to soles of the feet. Inhaling, I breathe in fully to the open side. Twist, hold open, and direct down through twisting. Exhaling completely. Inhaling fully and exhaling completely. Cross my knees, I cross my arms, and I sit on my toes. My toes are down. I inhale it. As I inhale, my arm lifts above my head. So it looks like this. Exhaling down, my feet come flat to the floor. My head lowers. Inhale, I sit on my knees, lift my arms. Quick inhale as the hands lower, chest expands, quickly out, head to the floor. Inhaling, I plant my toes, lift my arms. Exhaling down. Once more, inhaling, arms lift above my head. As I sit on the toes, exhaling, slowly, my tops of my feet come to the floor, head lowers. Inhaling, sit on my knees, arms about half height. Hold. Direct down, quickly out. Plant my toes, inhaling fully. Exhaling. Clearly. Inhaling. Hands lift. Exhaling down. Inhaling halfway, sitting on my knees, slowly. Holding open, directing down, quickly exhaling. Planting the toes, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, sitting on the toes as I transition. Hands come behind onto the floor in fists. My knees are together. Quickly in, I rise on my toes, chin to the chest. I hold below here and the abdomen fills. Slowly out, I bring my chin towards the knees. Slowly in and slowly out. Inhaling, arms above head, exhaling, knees to chest, arms to the side. Quickly in, chin to chest, abdomen, full, and you're on your toes. Knees are together. Lift, push, and slowly out. In and out. Chin to the knees. Inhaling and exhaling. Movement number 6. Closed hold. Arms open wide. Expands. Right leg, right arm on top. My knees are stacked. My arms are crossed, grabbing the big toe. Slowly in. I straighten my whole spine, knee up, neck to the collarbone back. My neck twists to the left on the open side, turns to the closed side. My abdomen draws in towards the spine. Press down and slowly out. Chin to the knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, legs and arms open wide. Exhaling, left knee, left arm on top, arms crossed, grabbing the big toes, stretch the ankle. Inhaling fully. Neck to the back. Head rotates to the right, look over the left. Abdomen draws back in towards the spine. And exhaling out. Chin to the knee. Inhaling fully. And exhaling completely. Movement number 7. Contracted hold. Inhaling, I lean back, stretch my whole body. Exhaling, arms come down to the side. Quickly in, chin to chest, arm lifts up, chest lifts up, then the lower half lifts up as I stretch the whole body and the abdomen contracts, slowly out. Inhaling, hands above head. Exhaling, head and knee. Inhaling, arms above the head. Exhaling, hands to the side. Quickly in, elbows crossed. Hold. Open. Directed down and contracted. Slowly out. And out. Inhaling, stretch the whole body. Exhaling out. Quickly in. Open hold. Contracted hold. Exhaling out. Inhaling. And exhaling. Left knee stacked on top of the right. Inhaling. Hands above head. Exhaling. My left arm grabs my right bicep. Inhaling, my right fist comes to my inside of my thigh. I hold. I twist to my left, direct down. Exhaling slowly. Movement number 8. Hold empty at the bottom. Feel the fist press into the abdomen. Inhaling and exhale. Inhaling, insert the right knee on top. Exhaling down. Right arm grabs left bicep. Inhaling, I make a fist, placing it on my left thigh. Holding, I twist to my right, direct downwards. Hold closed. Exhaling slowly. Inhaling and exhaling. Sitting down in basic posture, easy pose, just observing the natural flow of your rhythm. Elements are balanced, channels are open, winds are balanced. Now in this state, when the circuitry is flowing, that's the optimal time to move into the rhythm. We're just gonna keep this nice and short. We'll do 4, 8, 6. Inhaling fully and exhaling completely. 4, 8, 6. In. Hold. Out. Empty. In. Hold. 5, 6, 7, 8. Out. Empty. 5, 6. In. Hold. Out. Empty. 5, 6. In. Hold. Out. Empty. 5, 6. In. Slowing it down. Hold. Out. 5, 6. In. Hold. Out. Empty. 5, 6. In. Hold. Out. Empty. In. Hold. Out. Empty. Last one. In. Hold. Out. Leave your body as it is. Leave your breathing as it is. Leave your mind as it is. Any of the energetics that we did from the aid movements, such as pressing down, directing, holding closed there, if it's felt in the abdomen, you can use those feelings to bring back to the presence, but just resting in a state without force. We're going to do one more round. 4, 10, 6. Just rest. Inhaling fully and exhaling completely. Remain empty. Begin. In. Hold. Nine, 10. Out. Empty. 5, 6. In. Hold. 9, 10. Out. Empty. In. Hold. 9. Out. Empty. In. Hold. 9, 10. Out. Empty. In. Hold. 9, 10. Out. Empty. In. Hold. Out. Empty. In. Hold. Out. Last one. In. Hold. Out. Empty. Rest in a natural state. Leave your breathing as it is. Leave your body as it is. Leave your mind as it is. you're ready, we can come back to the screen. Anything that came up or any questions or whatnot. I know today was quite a bit, but I wanted to get that down because the 8 movements encoded within each of them really corrects one's breathing structure. It shows how to properly hold. For instance, when you're holding, when quickly inhaling and you're holding closed, chin is to the chest, the spine is laying, the pelvis is forward, and it's held below. In each one of these, even when you're twisting, and I'm learning to inhale, at this motion of twisting, there's a directing down towards the lower abdomen. And the reason we wanted to bring attention there was just like we did in Kachari, all of the nerve transfer points are there below the navel. Specifically, if we wanted to touch on the vagus nerve, that directing down is key, is access the vagus nerve through the gut.
Yeah.
And so we will dive deeper into that, but this is like the connecting the dots now between the rhythm of the breath and the rhythm of the movement, because you saw through the 8 movements itself, there's a rhythm and a tempo there that one immerses into. Your own rhythm and your own tempo will unfold on its own, but there's so much there. I sent you a link. There's a whole PDF and like the origin of the movements and their history. So I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of stuff, but you have plenty of stuff to read and to do. The other focus that I put there was if there's 2 archetypes to focus on to bring into your movement practice already when you do improvisation or spontaneous movement, Corde Rushan, which is and kind of what I hope you're doing through this process here of specifically for this week, bringing the innocent archetype and the orphan archetype to the front. Don't worry about the rest of them. Just focus on those 2 and the rest. These are the 2 related to security. So touching on the root of that. And you can journal, you can write. I'd be interested to hear what comes up, but don't worry about any other archetype. We're going to focus on just the security of those 2 and how it comes out through the body, how you act out those archetypes. How does the orphan respond? He feels abandoned, doesn't feel like anybody understands. Or the innocent. Why does this happen to me? You know? Anything that comes up regarding those archetypes, write it down. And so moving from the body to the speech, how do they sound? What kind of speech do they make? And then the mind. The mind works by writing it out or acting out the story. So you're going from body to physical gross to the sound. How does the innocent and the orphan sound to acting out the script of whatever it is? It could be moving between those different roles and making the unconscious made conscious. So that's it. Don't worry about any other archetype. Just those 2 related to security. And I have this is also inspired on the hero's journey as well. Joseph Campbell, stabilizing those 2. Those are the 2 archetypes that go on the journey. So if you're to go on the process, you have to get onto the root of why the innocent and the orphan, the abandoned one, feels like they want to go on the journey. What's the treasure to find, and what do you come back and share with the world, your natural gifts? So my intention is to bring little bits and pieces of these to the front. Next week, we'll touch on other archetypes, but these 2 relating to security was the ones I wanted to bring to the front for now. And and I'll leave it up to you. Every day, stretching the tongue. See if you can X-fold, exhale the stale air 9 times, establishing a 2-minute rhythm, and getting the first movement down of the slow inhale. And there's charts of it in the book that I sent you. And if not, you can just watch this video again. But if you don't get it, no stress about it. That's what this is a process for. We're diving into where our own stumbling blocks are along the way. So if you do it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. And we'll look at all of that. So,
Awesome. Yeah, that's a lot. The Kachari practice, like I felt that right away in my abdomen. I felt that right away. So that's a great practice. And the 8 movements, I'm excited to like gradually learn those. That feels like a new level of yoga. And with this deeper purpose of balancing and activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So yeah, I also think like honing in on the innocent and orphan archetypes is beneficial as well. So I'm glad those seeds have been planted. Right now I feel definitely more clear. Still experiencing a lot of mental fatigue. I feel more motivated to practice now, and that'll probably spill over into tomorrow. I think it would be easier to create space for this if I weren't so tired in the mornings all the time, which is a result of not having a brain which gets restorative sleep. So I think over time that will progress. So I'm just feeling like very compassionate to myself, understanding that my mind really wants to engage in this practice and is fully on board, but my body isn't up to speed yet. And my spirit is like well beyond the need for it, but playfully, joyfully holding space for it, so that the body can get the care that it needs.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. And no, right or wrong here. Diving into your process. Right
That's
now,
good.
the rhythmic breathing, it's may be too short of an exhale to really establish a parasympathetic response, but it will serve at bringing the balance at this stage, the left and hemispheres of the brain, and coordinating focus, concentration. It will really aid in that. The length of the exhale, which is relating to the parasympathetic response, working on the ninefold breathing, and the exhale that will lengthen over time. We're gonna move into some more of the empty hold and holding for longer periods to really stabilize the energy, but that was kind of the door into it, just taking 9 purification breaths, and then you leave attachments, aversions, and confused mental states at the door. So
yeah, that feels lovely. What I'm wondering is actually on the list, we got to 4, 10, 6. Like, how many times do I need to practice that before moving on to 4-12-6? Like, what's your recommendation?
My recommendation is to not.
Like, how many breaths?
Maybe you're gonna do it at least nine rounds minimum, or you can just count it on your hand.
Yeah.
9 rounds and then moving on.
Cool.
But yeah, eventually to where you can be able to do it for 24 minutes straight. That's the time it takes for the energy to circulate fully around the body one time.
24 minutes, like it doesn't matter what rhythm I'm using.
When we get to that point, you would stick with one rhythm. That if you're in this practice that you're doing by yourself, I would only use one rhythm at a time. I wouldn't keep adding them. Really just ground yourself in one steady rhythm. Don't just focus on just what's given here for the day. Slowly increase it by 2 each day. But you don't need to have the specific increases in one session. Where it's oriented. So there's the struggle to try and get somewhere to try to get a goal is what it's revealing. It's
Cool. I'm gonna highlight this so I don't forget. Good. Yeah. It's all good. It all feels good.
Feels good. If there's anything else, put in the notes. If something comes up, message me. I'll see if I can help. But I'm really glad. I see your strength. I see your courage to go into these areas. I mean, if you didn't have the interest to go into it, then I wouldn't even have bothered. But because I see your strength, and it's like, okay, and it doesn't feel like a waste.
Yeah. Thank you for believing in me and investing in me and lending me your strength. Yeah, I will continue to do my best to show up for myself the way that you're showing up for me.
Thank you. I'm honored to be in this process with you. So to have that met you first of all, so I've made.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you.
Close it up. Normally I hold an intent at the end. Like, may all beings be free of illusory thoughts, emotions, and karma. That may mean the primordial land of all-pervading good, where self-arisen wisdom always shines. You don't have to memorize that, but that's the intent behind what I dedicate all this to. Thank you. Thank you.
May the merit of our practice benefit all beings everywhere, across all space and time.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. My friends.
You too.
Giving, so I have to go eat and pick up some food.
Have fun. Awesome. Yeah, enjoy yourself tomorrow also.
Bye.